In today's session, we are going to look at the block diagram for a closed loop system, which actually I have already given you the link for, but still let me repeat this. As well as we will look at the block diagram for MIMO, that is multiple input, multiple output system. Okay, it is nothing but your closed loop system itself, but generally in a closed loop system we consider single input single output. Suppose we extend the concept, extend the discussion for multiple input multiple output systems, how the block diagram will be, how the general case we can get it. Okay, we will look into these two in today's session. First, let me start with the block diagram. We have already taken some introductory session on this. Okay, what is a block diagram? Okay, it is a pictorial representation of the functions performed by each component and of the flow of the signals. And in this every aspect, in general block diagram, it is used to model the linear as well as non-linear systems. Here what will happen, we will use a block instead of the complete system. The complete function is represented in the form of a block. So a block is a symbol used for mathematical operation. This is a block where this indicates your mathematical operation. In generally it is the transfer function, so we fill that box with transfer function in general. We have even seen the advantages and some of the disadvantages, okay, which may not be well connected. Okay, I cannot say disadvantages, but however there are some loopholes that I have written here. Now coming to the block diagram of a closed loop system. So what is a closed loop system and what is an open loop system? We have already discussed about it in the first module during the previous sessions. So the main difference between the open loop and closed loop is a feedback. So there will be no feedback in case of open loop system, and in case of a closed loop system we will be having a feedback. You can see here a kind of feedback exists. And this closed loop, again the feedback, it can be a positive feedback as well as a negative feedback. Now we are looking into very specifically the negative feedback. Now figure shows the block diagram of a negative feedback system. Observe the figure. This is the block diagram for which we will look into the block diagram representation for this. R of S is your input signal, that is your reference input. And remember, when we are taking this into consideration, the blocks, the operation, the signals, we are considering their Laplace transforms. Okay, the frequency domain analysis we are looking into. So Laplace transform. So R of T is your reference signal. R of S will be its Laplace transform. So R of S is your reference input. G of S is the forward path or the open loop gain. C of S is your controllable output of the system. And if you see, there is a H of S. This indicates your feedback path gain. And G and H, they are nothing but the transfer functions. Okay, G of S indicates forward, H of S is the feedback, and B of S represents the feedback signal. Okay, the feedback signal which is fed here. And E of S represents the difference between R and B. If you take the difference, you will get this E, that is your error signal. Okay, ये error आपका जितना zero होगा उतना output controllable रहेगा. Okay, उतना nearer to the actual target रहेगा. So E of S is the error signal, or even sometimes it is called actuating signal. This is the equivalent block for this closed loop system. We will see how this inner content that indicates your transfer function, how that is determined. I have listed here the terminologies that are used in the block diagram. R of S is the reference input. C of S is the controllable output. B of S, feedback signal, is the error signal or actuating signal. G of S is the forward path transfer function or the gain in short, and H of S is the feedback path transfer function or the gain. And as these two terms has to be exchanged. Okay, B by E. So what is B by E? We can look into this figure. What is B by E? B is your feedback signal and E is your output. That is, the error signal is the output. So if you take this B by E, or if you take simply G into S, this is G into H, this is your closed loop transfer function. Okay, I exchange these two terms, and if you see C output by input R, C by R is your open loop transfer function. So these are the terminologies used. Now coming to this figure, from the figure, just look at the directions. From the directions, I will just try to analyze this system which is given here, and I will arrive at this particular value which I have written inside the block. Okay. Now coming to this figure, observe you have B as the feedback signal and E of S, it is the input to this particular system. Okay, so E of S is the input. Actually, reference is the input, but if you take the difference of these two, that is your error signal that is fed here. And finally, C of S is the controllable output. So from the figure, I am not considering as for now this part. Just look into this first figure. This above figure, this is your plain open loop function, open loop system जहां पर कुछ भी feedback नहीं है. I am not considering this now. So E of S is the input, G of S for this transfer function, G of S, open loop transfer function G of S, C of S is the output. So output by input will give you the G, that is gain. So accordingly, how the gain is written for open loop system, output by input, C by E. I have written that from the figure. This is first analysis. Now coming to the feedback path. Observe this feedback path. Here, C of S is your input, right? It is given to this block and you are getting the output as B of S. So here, what is the output? Output is B, input is C. So if you take output by input, you will get the gain or the transfer function H of S. Okay. So from the figure, separately for open loop and for feedback, I have written the transfer functions. I hope you understood this. After that, once if I combine both, it has got both G of S as well as H of S. How you can write your transfer function or output? If you just look into this only, you can simply rearrange this. Your C of S will be equal to E into G. I have written that. And similarly for this bracket, how you write B of S, it is a C into H. Okay, equation 1 and 2 are simple readjustments. Now from the figure, what is this error signal? Error signal is actually the difference between R and B. Okay, if you take the subtraction, you will get the error signal. So you take that. So error signal is the difference between the reference input and the feedback signal. So R minus B will give you the error signal. Now what I will do, I will substitute both this B of S and E of S, both values in equation 1. So what is equation 1? It is C of S is equal to. Now you may ask me, I can have some other substitutions also. Why I have chosen equation 1 only? Okay, we have got equation 1, 2 and 3. So why I am substituting 2 and 3 in 1? Because I am interested in the transfer function of the overall system. So for the transfer function of the overall system, I have to take the output by input. If you see, if you look into all the three equations, 1, 2 and 3, your output is C of S. From equation 1, I can get that at the LHS. So let me take equation 1 directly. C of S is equal to G of S and error signal. So error signal हमको equation 3 में मिल गया है already. So what is error signal? It is the difference between R and B. So I have substituted that. And somehow ये जो RHS हम solve कर रहे हैं, यहाँ पर अगर कोई input term हम ले पाए, if we are able to get some input term here, I can take that to the LHS side denominator, output by input, I will get the transfer function. Fine. So C of S is G of S into the error signal, equation 3 I have substituted. After that, in turn, you can see I have written all these things as it is. Instead of B of S, equation 2 में जो हमने find किया है, B of S, which is H into C, I have substituted that. So equation 2 and 3, I am substituting in equation 1. Now, you just expand this bracket, multiply this G to both the terms. After expanding, I will get this. Observe, you have C and you have R. Okay, so C is your output, R is your input, but you have one more term here, but this term is also having C. So this is C and this is C. So you can take the terms common, and C of S can be taken out as a common term. So what I have done, ये जो second वाला part है, this I have taken to the LHS. C of S plus, this is minus, when it comes to LHS, it becomes plus G into H into C, which is equal to G into R. Now I will take C of S common at the LHS. So you'll be left with, in the bracket, 1 plus G into H, which is equal to G into R. Now, as I told you, we are interested in the transfer function, that is output by input. So यहाँ पर C of S, it is indicating your output for the given closed loop system, and a reference signal is giving you the input. So take this R of S to the denominator LHS. So you will be left with G of S in the numerator and this complete bracket term in the denominator, 1 plus G into H. So this is your transfer function. As I have found this as the transfer function, what is the transfer function I have found? G by 1 plus G into H. So this is the transfer function. That's why when I have drawn the equivalent block diagram, you can see inside this box, I have written that transfer function. That is G divided by 1 plus G into H. So whatever transfer function you will find, that will be written inside this box. So if for this closed loop system, this is the equivalent block diagram. Hope you understood this part. It's very simple. From the figure, you can analyze how the signals are flowing, how I can get output by input. And moving on to the next concept, as I told you, whenever we consider a closed loop system in general, we consider one input and one output. So what is the input here? We have considered R of S as the input, reference signal, and C of S is your output. But when it comes to multiple inputs and multiple outputs, we will come across many input lines connected inside this block, inside this figure. So अगर जितने inputs आप increase कर रहे हो, outputs भी multiple रहेंगे, and as I told you, these systems, they are linear in nature. Linear in the sense, law of superposition holds good. So if you're taking input as sum of x1, x2, x3, I think you have already studied about linearity property in case of signals and system. The property of systems, linear. Whenever you take the input signal as the weighted sum of inputs, x1, x2, x3, your output will also be the weighted sum of their corresponding inputs, that is y1, y2, y3. So similar things holds good here. If you are taking more than one inputs, then you will be getting more than one outputs, that too weighted sums. For that, let us analyze the block diagram. So block diagram of multiple input, multiple output system. Whatever I'm covering now, probably it looks very theoretical to you, but it is indirectly increasing your knowledge towards the block diagram. Somewhere we will be using these things, okay, in your problematic parts. So please be attentive whenever we are dealing with any theory part. Don't take it as a boring content, because every theory content is important. They relate to the problems. Whenever we deal with the problems, theory part we take as a reference. Now for multiple input and multiple output systems, as you can see here, what change you observed in this figure and the earlier figure, please observe and let me know. As you can observe, in both the systems which I have drawn, H is there. Okay, there is a feedback, there is a transfer function. Feedback transfer function H of S. There is an input R, there is an output C. Instead of single G of S, I have two gains, two transfer functions G1 and G2, of course. One important difference, I have addition of U of S. So you can consider this as a noise, or you can consider this as any another signal. You can assume. Yeah, very good. Even U of S also. So U of S is one more input. That's what we are dealing with now. We are dealing with the block diagram for multiple inputs. So I have drawn this diagram for two inputs. So which are those two inputs? One is R of S, one more is U of S. R and U indicate two inputs. So we have to look into how to get the transfer function of the block diagram for this particular system. Now, whenever the multiple inputs are present in a linear system, each input can be treated independently of the others. Complete output of the system can be obtained by superposition. As I told you, law of superposition says if input is the weighted sum of inputs, output will also be the weighted sum of the outputs for those corresponding inputs. So similar concept, this is very important. What I have written here, each input can be treated independently. So how to treat this? Each input treated independently in the sense, what I will do, यहाँ पे two inputs हैं. So what I will do, one time when I analyze the system, I will consider one input at a time. So यहाँ पर दो inputs हैं, तो मैं two times I have to analyze the system. One time I will consider R of S, I will not consider U of S. Second time I will consider U of S, I will not consider R of S. Hope you understood. Suppose I have three inputs, then three inputs means I have to analyze the system three times. Okay, say I have inputs x1, x2 and x3. In that sense, जब block diagram में आपको तीन different inputs मिलेंगे, multiple input systems we are analyzing, because that is very much practical. Because जो भी हमने अभी closed loop system के बारे में we have just now got this value transfer function. Practically speaking, if I take a chemical batch process, is it possible that एक system में सिर्फ एक ही input रहेगा? Practically speaking, because we have to deal in practice multiple inputs at a time. So under that condition, we have to visualize and analyze how the block diagram should be. So ये जो हमने किया, ये तो बहुत simple representation है. When we have one input, so we will get the output and the transfer function. But we should extend our discussion. If we have multiple inputs, what should be the case? What changes should occur? Because practically we deal with many systems which come across many inputs. Take an example of chemical batch process. As I told you, we have already studied this in module 1, that is automatic control. There you come across many inputs. एक system को आपको at once आपको chemicals supply करने पड़ेंगे. Then you should monitor its temperature. According to the temperature variations, either if it is too much heat inside, you should cool down. You should cool the inside content by by circulating the water jacket. Otherwise, अगर बहुत ही the temperature has not reached, then you have to supply some steam so that और ज़्यादा temperature increase हो. So multiple inputs a system should be able to handle. That's why we are looking into the analysis of multiple input, multiple output system. So coming into this topic, as what is the meaning of this? Each input can be treated independently. So if I have three inputs, x1, x2, x3, I will analyze the system three times. One time what I will do, I will not consider these two. I will take x1 only, keeping x2 and x3 0. Second time I will go for x2 only, keeping x1, x3 0. And a third time when I analyze the system, I will consider only the third input, keeping remaining two 0. After that, what is the statement? The overall output of the system is obtained by the superposition. That is, I have to, whatever, if I consider only x1, what is the output? I will check, say, agar mera output y1 hai, and when I consider x2, keeping other two 0, my output is y2. And similarly, third time when I analyze, if I have x3 input, keeping x1 and x2 0, suppose I get y3 as the output, I have to go for superposition. I have to add all the results. Then I will be getting the complete output of the system. Okay, that's what the the linear system and the superposition means. And this point I have already taken in the advantages part. Let me just glance. Yeah, it is possible to evaluate the contribution of each component to the overall performance of the system. That's what this means. Okay, hope you understood this part. Now coming to the analysis part. I am considering two input system here. What are the two inputs? One is U of S, one is R of S. So for this system, I have to analyze the system. How many times I have to analyze? I have to analyze the system two times. Okay, मेरे पास दो inputs हैं. First time I will take R of S. I will not consider U. And second time I will take U of S. I will not take R of S. Okay. The response, that is your output, the response to the reference input means first time I am considering this, I am not considering this. Okay, the response to the reference input R of S can be obtained by assuming U of t is equal to 0, that I am not considering U of S. If I don't consider this, how the block diagram will look like? It looks like this. See, you have R, you have H, you have G1, G2, you have C, but यहाँ पर वो जो summer था, where you are adding U of S, it is missing. Okay, because I am not considering U of S. U of S is made 0. So this is how the diagram looks like. It will reduce to this. So how you will get the output? I am denoting output as CR, not simply C, because this indicates your controlled output because of the input R, that is a reference signal, R of S. So CR of S will be, tell me what is the transfer function we get? When I had this closed, simple closed system, when forward gain is G, feedback gain is H, R and C are input and output. How I have got the transfer function? G divided by 1 plus GH. G in the sense, जो forward gain है, that divided by 1 plus multiplication of these two. Okay. So similarly, let us try to write the transfer function directly. You can analyze the system, how we did in the earlier case. Step by step आप कर सकते हो, but let us try to write the equation directly. How I can get output by input. Output is CR of S divided by input, that is your transfer function, is equal to what is the transfer function in the forward path? G1 and G2. Okay, in your next concept, when we are discussing, we will be discussing about the block diagram reduction. You will learn about this. Whenever the blocks are connected in series like this. Okay, they are in series, right? One after the other. Whenever blocks are connected in series, we have to multiply them. And whenever blocks are connected in parallel, we have to add them. I think a similar concept you do even in case of resistors also. In electrical systems, whenever resistors are connected in series, you add them. And whenever you take the resistors add, and uh, when you take the parallel, I think 1 by, you take the inverse, something like that. So here also the analogy you can make, if the blocks are connected in a series, G1 and G2 like this, you should multiply them. Remember, you have to multiply when blocks are connected in series. If you have parallel, in future problems you will get those situations, blocks जब भी parallel रहेंगे, you have to add them. Remember this. So here you can see it is not simply G of S, but you have a series. G1 and G2 are connected in series. So what I will do, I will take the product. G1 into G2. You please write it G1 of S into G2 of S. I don't have space. Divided by 1 plus, you have to multiply all the three. G1, G2 and H. So earlier just simple closed loop system tha, this complete was replaced with simple G of S. But this time we have G1 and G2. So that's why numerator is G1 into G2. Okay. So this is a transfer function. When you take R of S, only R of S, I'm not considering U of S. First time, one time analysis. So I've written that your output is CR of S is equal to G1 into G2 divided by 1 plus G1 G2 into H. I have taken R of S here in the sense ये जो रेशो है इसमें से C को LHS में रख के R को आप इधर मल्टीप्लाई कर सकते हो. Okay, that I have done it here. This is your first time. Now coming to the second analysis. Second time what I should do? I should go for considering U of S but making R of S 0. Second time analysis. So if I do that, how your block diagram will reduce? Can you just try? I'm not considering this. I have only this. Okay. So when I'm not considering the input, what will happen? Addition का सवाल ही नहीं होगा. There is no addition kind of thing. Simply this will be removed, because of which this will also be removed. This will not be there when I don't consider your R of S. If input is not there, what is the question of taking gain? So only this part of the system will exist. Let me redraw it. It is here. I have redrawn it. Okay. Your U of S is there. Just a second. Okay. If I don't consider this, okay, so there is no meaning in taking this, right? There is no meaning in taking this. Okay, so there is no meaning in taking the addition and error signal, because error आएगा ही नहीं, reference signal ही नहीं है. I am considering only this. So how this system looks like? Let me draw it here. I'm starting with this. Okay, I have this. Then I have G2. Then I have C of S. From this, I have a feedback. This is your H. Okay. After this, there is no point in taking this, right? I should not take this adder or summer. Okay, the mixer, I should not use this. So directly, this feedback signal, which is B of S, it will be linked to G1 of S. So what I will do? Directly I will take G1, because ये summer का point ही नहीं है. R of S is not there. So directly ये जो है H of S से line जाएगा, it will link to G1 of S. So after this, it should go to summer or mixer. It should go to mixer. And mixer का one more input क्या है? U of yes. So this is how the system. Don't consider this part. Remaining that, except this, it has to be connected in this sense. Hope you understood this. This structure neatly I have drawn it here. I have U of S, feedback, gain H, which is directly connected to G1. There is no mixer here. Fine. This is how the system diagram will reduce. And output, I am considering the CU, indicating this is the output due to the input U of S. So how can I write the transfer function for this? Transfer function is T or CU of S divided by, what is the input? U of S. The ratio is equal to forward path gain. What is the forward path gain? It is G2 of S divided by 1 plus, I have to, since these two are connected in series, what I should do? I should multiply them. So this overall feedback gain will be G1 into H. Okay. So ये क्या है? Feedback का transfer function है. So this and this, both I have to consider here. That is G1 into H into G2. Okay. So this I have written here, G2 divided by 1 plus G1 into H into G2. Okay. And again I have taken U of S here, indicating this U of S is multiplied here, LHS. So hope you understood how I have taken the responses, outputs, CR of S and CU of S, or C by R or C by U. When how I have taken first time analysis, I have considered only R of S, no U of S. Second time input, I have considered U of S, no R of S. So individually I have got the outputs. Fine. Now, what is the overall output of the system? I have to add both, right? Weighted sum, the superposition I have to apply. So adding both the equations, I get the overall output C, which is the sum of individual outputs CR plus CU. If I add both these two, this is one equation and this is second equation. You can see denominator, this bracket is common to both. So some common terms I have taken them out. See, G2 and this term is common. Remaining I'll be left with this bracket. Okay, so this is how the overall output I will be getting. So this is how we get the overall output of the system. Okay, so this I have given one example of two inputs. One is R, one is U. I can similarly go for 3 inputs, 4 inputs, 5 inputs. In general, I have to generalize this output. जो भी हमने यहाँ पे equation derive किया है, you can see this equation. I can generalize this equation. How to generalize this? In general, in case of multiple input, multiple output systems, I have shown here, you can see, this is your general block with some transfer function G. It has got multiple inputs R1, R2, R3 up to RR, and C1, C2, C3 up to Cm. They are the outputs. ये inputs हैं, ये outputs हैं. इसके लिए transfer function क्या है? Gij of, yes, okay, it's a two-dimensional, I into J. So for that block, I can write in this form. This is your generalized output. ये जो मैंने सिर्फ 2 inputs के लिए लिखा था, similarly for many number of inputs, many number of outputs, how I can write? It is in this form. It is the summation of, I have to add all, right? It is the summation of some transfer function g. You can see here, I have got the transfer function for individual terms, right? Individually I have got, आप देख सकते हो, first सिर्फ जब मैंने r of s लिया था, I've got this transfer function. When I took u of s, I've got this transfer function. Individually, I will get some transfer function. So that transfer function multiplied by the input r of s. So this is the generalized output when I consider multiple input, multiple output.